Good morning, everyone, and welcome to our first lesson for our first topic in our subject physics with the Module 1 formation of heavier elements. A star is born. Just like living things and humans, stars have life cycle. It consists of birth, growth, development, middle age, old age, and death. The life cycle of a star spans over billions of years. All stars start as nebula. A nebula is a large cloud of gas and dust. Gravity can pull some of the gas and the dust in a nebula together. The contracting cloud is then called Proto Star. A Proto Star is the earliest stage of a star's life. A star is born when the gas and dust from a nebula become so hot that nuclear fusion starts. Once a star has turned on, it is known as a main sequence star. When a main sequence star begins to run out of oxygen and hydrogen fuel, the star becomes a red giant or a red supergiant. After a low or medium mass or star has become a red giant, the outer parts grow bigger and drift into space, forming a cloud of gas called planetary nebula. The blue-white hot core of the star that is left behind cools and becomes a white dwarf. The white dwarf eventually runs out of fuel and dies as the black dwarf. A dying red supergiant can suddenly explode. The explosion is called a supernova. After the star explodes, some of the materials from the star are left behind. This material may form a neutron star. Neutron stars are the remains of high-mass stars. The most massive stars become black holes when they die. After a large mass of star explodes, a large amount of mass may remain. The gravity of the mass is so strong that gas is pulled inward, pulling more gas into smaller and smaller space. Eventually, the gravity becomes so strong that nothing can escape, not even light. Elements heavier than beryllium are formed through stellar nucleosynthesis. Stellar nucleosynthesis is the process by which elements are formed within stars. The abundance of these elements change as the stars evolve. With the evolution of stars, the star formation theory proposes that stars form due to the collapse of the dense regions of a molecular cloud. As the cloud collapses, the fragments contract to form a stellar core called protostar. Due to strong gravitational force, the protostar contracts and its temperature increases. When the core temperature reaches about 10 million Kelvin, nuclear reactions begins. This reaction releases positrons and neutrinos, which increase pressure and stop the contraction. When the contraction stops, the gravitational equilibrium is reached and the protostar has become a main sequence star. Good morning again, students, and I hope you were able to appreciate the very short film I was just able to produce for all of you. Now, the main proponent in our first module for this quarter is for you to be able to answer this short activity that I have in here. Now, on the first activity, you are then tasked to identify if each of the sentences below is a fact or a bluff. Now, determine whether the provided statements are correct or incorrect. Write fact if it is correct and bluff if it is incorrect. So you have to write everything on your notebook, and on the left side of it, just provide a blank and be able to write if it's a fact or a bluff. On your second activity then, we have been here our multiple choice. Just be able to choose the letter of the best answer. Write the chosen letter on the space provided before each number. Now, just write the answer only for this one. You could write the letters only on your notebook. Make sure you cover them all up to the 10th question. So that should be it for your first module. Have a great day and stay safe, everyone.